Well, good morning. How is everybody this lovely Monday morning? I have with me today, I have move in a little more. We're gonna cuddle up. We have a good relationship. We know about relationships, I can tell you.
Yes.
So today we just got such a wonderful program. We're just so looking forward, and I'm so excited to have Eileen here. Eileen is she's a personality pattern and relationship expert. So I know this probably doesn't have a lot to do with woo-woo, but I can tell you this is one woo-woo woman. Really. She is a speaker, an author, creator of the online Get Loved, Get Desired relationship program. She's well known in Alberta, BC. People know her everywhere. And after decades of study and research, Eileen offers a truly unique, holistic, and specialized approach using the Enneagram system. She inspires couples, loves working with couples. I don't know too many people who love working with couples, but this lady does, through coaching. And she re-engages and helps them to learn what their Enneagram personalities are so that they can get the love that they need in that relationship by understanding what each personality difference is and what to do to overcome those differences. It's absolutely wonderful. My goodness, we're having all kinds of people join in already. I'm just so happy to see that. So I'm going to continue on here. I just want to take a short break here. Well, not break, but I just wanted to let people know, well, first of all, welcome to Rev It Up here.
It's going to get revved up.
It's going to be really revved up. This is the show that gets your whole week going. I usually set an intention for the day, and then from there on in, we do the interview, and then after that we do readings. Now this morning it's going to be a little different because you'll need to either go to my timeline or Eileen's timeline, Eileen C. Head, and find the 9 different personalities that you get to choose from, and just choose one. Whatever one just seems to be the closest to you, that's the one you would choose. And today's intention is about overcoming obstacles. So we will look at that. Overcoming obstacles. And then once the interview is done, we'll get on to the readings. Then from there, I will set the intention for the week. And I'll do my 3-card draw. And just a quick shout out to my sister, Darlene. It's her birthday today. She's 60 plus years young. And I guess 60 doesn't really matter.
No, 60 is the new 40. So
it is awesome. So. Hello.
Well, we're very different from when our mothers were 60.
Holy cow. Yeah. Are we not? They're making old people younger these days. Yes. I've noticed that. So what Eileen does is she has several different topics that you would know her by. One of them would be, should I stay or should I go?
Yeah, I got a new online program that's going to be launching soon on that.
All right.
Yeah.
And then loving through your personality differences, which is more what we're going to be focused on today. And then get loved, get desired. Woohoo. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, each personality. That's your phone, my dear. That's her phone.
My bad.
So each personality feels loved and appreciated differently. And I created an online program that helps you understand your personality styles, what you need from your partner, what your partner needs from you. And how to step together, how to negotiate, how to love. And specifically, it's like having an operator's manual teach to your partner. And so when they're getting stressed, you can see they're getting stressed and you can say, hey, honey, what's going on? How can I support you? It's an awesome online program.
I think I would like an online or a manual for ourselves.
Well, that is the foundation of the Enneagram. And people go, the Ennea what? The Enneagram's been around since the 1700s. And it really is unique from all other modalities, personality modalities. It has a path of development. Our patterns sabotage us. There are strengths, but they also sabotage us. I'm a supporter helper, and I didn't realize that I could be intrusive with my helping. What? Doesn't everybody want help? Apparently not.
Apparently not.
Yeah. So,
especially teenagers, right?
well, and partners, and
Mhm.
lots of people don't. So until I learned that and learned to manage my own patterns, it has made a tremendous difference for personal growth. It shows you exactly what you need to do to change the best person you can become.
Oh God, the best person I can become. I love that. I love that. I think we should all love. I think that is our journey here, though.
Yeah.
Is there's so many different modalities, and this is a really beautiful step-by-step approach to looking at different aspects of your personality that really help you move through it.
And very specific.
Very specific.
And understanding other people. We personalize so much stuff, or they're not acting the way I want, or they're not responding to me. When you understand your dynamics of your two personalities, each personality has their own communication style. If you don't understand that, how can you step together in a common ground and communicate?
So when I want to take you back, when was your first awareness of you wanting to help people, or were you always in the field of helping?
Yes. See, your personality forms by about the age of 7 in your family of origin. We all look to see how we can get the most love and attention, and then we create these roles. So for me, in my family of origin, I had 3 older brothers, 3 years between each of us, on a farm, and they didn't want a little sister tagging along. So I learned to be helpful. Did you remember your lunch kit? Did you do this? Did you do that? And I wanted to help my parents with their relationship because they struggled through their relationship. So that's where my patterns of helping and nurturing and supporting came from.
Oh, see, I was the firstborn, so I got to make some of the rules.
Yeah, and that's that is your personality as well, right? You're fun-loving, upbeat. Did you not learn that you could use your sense of humor to change the energy?
That's exactly what I learned.
Yeah.
In fact, that was probably one of my strongest personality traits, would be exactly that, was my sense of humor. And it wasn't appreciated as much by my mother and father as it was by my siblings.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a brother who's a 7 optimist personality, just like you. And he would walk into the room and he would crack a joke, and you could just see the tension melting off everyone's face. Yeah. Then you learn that's a good trait, that's a strength, and that becomes part of your personality.
It does.
If you manage it, and
if you manage it, I had to learn.
You get in trouble with it too.
And right? I did.
And still do.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe.
That foot and mouth, when you open your mouth to change feet. Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been working? Like, how long have you known that you've been this special person? When did you start first realizing who you were in all of this and wanting to make changes in your life?
Well, when I found the Enneagram 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Because see, we don't know our value. That's what we're looking for in all our relationships. Do you value me? Do you see me? Do you hear me? Am I valued? But when we don't know that ourselves, we don't have that strong foundation underneath us. So we're giving our power away to other people. They may respond to us, they may not. There's 9 personalities, they respond to you differently. It gets really, really confusing. Some people loved my helping and other people did not. And I realized that I was enabling and rescuing. That was the downside of my personality. So when I learned this, read my biography, it was like, oh, here's my strengths, here's my value. Loved all of that. And then I read these other things over here that I didn't like so much, that stung when I read them.
Ouch.
Yeah, but it was the truth. And that's, what? Me? I'm perfect, right? And so when I started stepping into that, because that's where your power is, you step into the challenges of your personalities and you build them into strengths.
So so tell us a little bit about your own personal journey, your own personal story. Yeah, like the marriage thing, right?
Met my husband at 16, married him at 18, thought he was my Prince Charming. We'd be married forever. And even though the patterns were there when we dated, for those 2 years, I didn't have a lot of life experiences. So he was moody, he was uncommunicative, he wouldn't talk. But I could fix all that because that's the way my dad was, right? It was familiar. And so went into this relationship and struggled for 35 years. And struggled because he was well-liked and I was well-liked. We were great people. We had the same morals, same goals, but we couldn't communicate. It was like he was behind a glass wall.
Mm.
And it just got so stressful for me year after year after year. And I looked everywhere to fix it because twos are relationship people, and just didn't understand what it was. And what I came to realize with the Enneagram was I was intrusive with my helping. He saw that as controlling, so he would withdraw. That seemed like rejection to me. This is the dance we did for 35 years. He needed to do that for him to maintain his identity and independence, but I didn't know that. All I knew was he was withdrawing from me. So this is how specific this information is in couple dynamics. It's so specific.
Yeah, but us women know that we really do have the answers when it comes. No, that is such a lie. Like, truly, we just want to believe that sometimes.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We have all the answers, right?
Because I coached men as well, and I've got quite a couple of coaching male clients, even though my target market is women. Fascinating to see from their perspective.
It is. Yeah. I would have to agree with you. Because they do have a different perspective.
Well, they're a lot simpler. They just want everybody to be happy. Let's fix it. Let's get on with it.
Let's fix it.
Not us women.
Yeah, no, we want to poke around and,
yeah,
we do. And so that kind of makes me wonder about that prophecy that women are the ones that are going to save the world. So we should just let our relationships just do what we want them to do, and just kind of
or learn the Enneagram, learn the value of your partner.
Yeah.
And so you don't need to say, "What are you thinking? What are you feeling?" I feel, and that's where everyone goes, right? So it's intrusive and controlling, and
really interesting. So because this show is mainly about woo-woo, I do know you have a little bit of woo-woo, and you do use your intuitive abilities when you're, even though everything is precise, exacting, all these different things that you can read that go with your personality, so on and so forth. But even in all of that, you still use your intuitive abilities.
To interpret the patterns, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there was what was it that happened to you? There was a couple of things that have happened to you in your life that have made you go, wow, there is something more beyond this.
Before I stepped on the spiritual path or even knew what that was, so I struggled in this relationship so much. And I think at one point I was very close to a nervous breakdown. Mm-hmm. And I remember going into my bedroom, standing there sort of, discombobulated. And it was like the top of my head blew off and it hit the ceiling and it was coming down the walls and it was pussy. And I mean, this is really awful, and I'm watching this thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do now? I'm so out of control. And it was like somebody or something grabbed me by the shoulders and they gently shook me and they said, you better start looking after yourself because nobody else will. And from that point on, I thought, I better start looking after me. I better start figuring this out and taking care of myself. And so that was my first experience with, what was that? And another time I was laying and crying and I felt a hand touch me and go through my body. Maybe you can tell me who that was.
Was your mother gone at that time?
No.
Okay, because I really feel it's a female presence. Mm-hmm. When I was reading this, I really felt female. Mm-hmm. So it could have been a grandmother or a sister or something. Mm-hmm. Do you have a sister?
No, never had a sister.
Never had a sister. Okay, there's somebody.
But I've been told. Anyway.
Yeah, somebody very much like a sister. Somebody who was very close to you in that sense. That I really feel that.
But it was such a loving presence.
So loving.
It was
could have been angelic,
Yeah,
definitely. The more I focus in on that, the more angelic.
That's when I started focusing on the spiritual journey and moving forward, looking after myself. What do I need? What would make me happy? And then as I left that relationship, I found the Enneagram and found the answers because I knew there were answers. There had to be answers to couple dynamics.
Right.
And no matter what marriage manuals that I read or whatever that was, I could find, oh, here's how you talk. When you do that, I feel blah, blah, blah. And nothing gave me the answers like the Enneagram.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We all seem to find our own paths. And I can tell you that Eileen has even strayed a little bit from the original concepts of it, because as she was working on them, she could feel that there was more to it. So she's even added more to it in the sense of that feeling aspect of what everything is. So even though there's step by step you can take, and again, working with Eileen, Eileen, she will take you on a journey through your life, like right from the time you were little to the time that like now. And she'll take you on a journey right through your entire life using the Enneagram system, figuring things out with you, intuiting what it is that you need right now, and especially in relationships. And it's not just a relationship with others, it's a relationship with yourself as well. And that is probably the most important relationship you can have, because then that just kind of spills over into other relationships, doesn't it?
I'll tell you, I used to feel like I was clothes on a clothesline. My
Ooh.
hands were attached, but my feet were flapping in the wind.
Oh,
I was somebody for everybody. And I was all over the place.
What are you, an empath?
Apparently so. Knowing who I am now and having a strong foundation under myself, nothing shakes me. Nothing surprises me, and I know how to get out of spirals quickly. I know when it's my own issues and the other person may not know why I'm upset. I know how to go to them and solve it or work on it for myself and let it go. It is such a feeling of groundedness and peacefulness and a sense of all the pieces of the puzzles of who I am have come together, and I accept all of them, and I continue to work on them.
So what I'm hoping is that everybody has chosen their number on what their personality traits are. And so if everybody has a number, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to phone me at 587-830-3600. 587-830-3600. And Amaka, if you're listening to this, could you pin that number to the top? Oh, Amaka's listening, by the way. Is there any way you could pin that phone number to the top for me?
You could. I'll show you how.
Okay, she's going to show me how.
Go to the top where your comments are.
Go where my comment, right here.
Where you can comment. Can you comment right
there? I can.
New comment.
Yeah. Okay.
And just type in there, wherever that is.
Okay, and then pin comment.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my first caller.
All right.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm fine. Can everybody hear her fine, I hope? Okay, we have some more. We have another number coming in, but can you still hear us?
I sure can.
Okay, do you know what number you are? Did you choose from the list?
Well, there's a few close ones, but I think the one that speaks more to me is number 9.
Okay.
Speaker.
Yeah. And so how do you relate to the peace seeker?
Myself, basically keeping peace. I looked at it more so with family.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the one that just kind of withdraws and let them do their own battles and try and keep the peace between all of them.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you live your life avoiding conflict, and being a peace seeker is a beautiful thing, but it also means you're giving up what you want and what you need as well to keep the peace in a lot of cases. And the growth for you is to learn to get a voice, to speak up, to put some of your own needs forward. That is a bit of a journey for peace seekers because, for how many years you have these other unconscious patterns where you automatically go into keeping the peace.
Yep.
Does that make sense to you?
It sure does.
And, I know there's going to be lots of callers, so there's more information on my website if you want to read a bit more about it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, and we will put her website on. We'll pin it on the at the end of the show so that you know where to go in order to find all this information, and to book with her as well if you wanted to book with her. And I can tell you, Eileen has really helped me get through some issues too, in learning about.
Because that can keep you really stuck. Keep you really, really stuck.
And so your card today is alchemy.
Mhm.
And I think that's a beautiful card for you because you're going through so many changes right now. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so many changes. I think that's wonderful. So, but alchemy is also, it's not that it's unstable, but there's a lot of movement in it. So expect that there's a lot of movement and just keep on going. Don't give up, because as you're moving forward, you don't want to stop just because something comes up that you don't like or doesn't feel good or whatever. No, it's just all part of the process.
And that you need to put yourself, so what's going to come up is something to move forward, but it's going to affect other people. And so that may stop you. This is the time for you to say, what do I need? And to move forward. It's going to feel uncomfortable in the beginning, but have that voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you do. Okay, so we're going to take the next call here. I'm sorry we're not going to get to everybody today. It's going to take a little bit longer, but just I will honor each and every person that does call in.
In our timeline.
Yeah, in this timeline. And, so thank you for that. So I'll let you go, Lynn.
Perfect. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, my darling. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just while we're waiting for the phone, I'm going to take Adette. I'm going to pull a card for Adette and until the next phone call comes in. And remember that phone number is 587-830-3600. Oh, there's one. Good morning. Good morning. Who am I speaking with? Oh, hi. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're calling in for the readings from the show?
I am.
Yay. Okay. Did you know what number you were?
It would be
Number
number 9.
nine.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, there's lots of peace seekers in the world. So how would you, based on the discussion we've had before, how would you would say some of your personality traits of the 9 have held you back, kept you stuck?
I guess because I'm withdrawn.
Yeah. You withdraw and shut down?
Yes.
Yeah. Anytime there's conflict or anything, is that your pattern? You shut down? Can you tell me what that's like for you?
It can be very anxious.
Yeah. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety when you're trying to keep the peace and keep everybody happy. And as time goes on, it's like the volcano builds up inside of you, and it's going to come off sooner or later. When is it my time?
That's right.
And so, do you speak up? Are you able to speak up?
You can't hear me?
No. Are you good at speaking up for yourself?
Oh, no, I'm very quiet.
Yeah. And that's the patterns you develop. So it takes time and scripting. What I do with some of my clients is I give them scripting to help them to start to speak up, how to say it, what to say, how to say, so they get more comfortable in doing that. And it feels unsafe in the beginning, but when you get your voice, I'll tell you, it's the most empowering feeling.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think that's one of the more important parts of our journey to go through, is to find our voice. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got the same card as what Lynn did, and it's the alchemy card, which means that going through a lot of changes right now. And a lot of those changes is finding out more about who you are. Like you already know a lot of who you are, but this is very important for you. And I really feel that there's an urgency around this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So there's an urgency around this, and it feels like there's something you need to do for yourself right away. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So I would definitely follow that. You are being the peacekeeper you have probably attracted people to you that are needy. And so yes. So it's time that you stop doing that. You stop giving them what they need, and at the same time, you're giving yourself what you need. And things will change, but it feels like there's something urgent you need to do. And I would do it. Okay. Okay. All right, my dear. So on to the next call, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, you too, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Good luck and blessings with everything. All right. So yeah, we have a lot of callers coming in, which is wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Now I'm going to pull another card while we're waiting for. I'm going to do Anita. All right, Anita, I'm pulling a card for you. Oh, here we go. I'll get back to you, hon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Mary Frances.
Hi, Mary Frances. How are you?
Great.
Good. Okay. So did you choose a number? Did you find a number that relates to your personality?
Yeah, I do. It's 4.
Number 4. Okay.
Yes, we know well, right? Would you like to share your, Mary Frances, finding your personality at 4 expressor and what that experience has been for you?
Well, the 4 expressor has been disguised in many ways until I got really clear through the Enneagram that this truly is me, and that my expressiveness is this massive vortex of energy that I've learned that I can just fall into rather than avoid and be confused by it.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows me to actually share to the world that expressiveness is not the same as extrovertedness, and it's given me another understanding of my energy and how I am in the world with others.
Nice. Yeah, it's been wonderful seeing you blossom since you stepped into the expressiveness of your personality.
It's totally been fabulous. Just really, really owning that as that's truly not just like hobby stuff, fun stuff. It's truly my essence.
Yes. That's a great word, because that's what the Enneagram gets to, is the essence of who you are and who you're meant to be, so you can expand that.
And just pulling a card on that, I can see that what comes up is a Chariot, but because of the deck it's more elevated. And what the Chariot has helped you learn to do, it's showing me that, or I'm getting or sensing that your life at one time was like wild horses. You know, you were being dragged along by these wild horses, and they could just take you over a cliff if you don't learn to grab the reins and take hold of it. And so it shows that you're doing that extremely nicely, like you're really managing those wild horses, and you're not just letting things go willy-nilly, and you're really taking control and taking charge over your own domain. And your domain would be you, of course. And spiritually, it shows that you are also moving in a very strong spiritual direction. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm really stepping into another higher vibration of what my life work really is all about.
Right. But it looks like everything's just moving forward, and just keep on hanging in there, my girl.
I needed to hear that.
Yes.
There's an event coming up, as Eileen knows. She's part of it, and I need some horses beside me versus pulling with me.
Well, and this is what it is that now spirit is really wonderful in the sense of all we've got is this now moment and what we think about, however, and feel. And what those wild horses do is, if you think of them as spirit pulling you along, and you're the one that's directing it, you're the conductor, you're the producer of the play. And yeah, so this is exactly what this is doing, is spirit is pulling you along, and those wild horses are whatever you feed them as to how fast that will happen. So the only thing that gets in the way or stops them are makes them run off the cliff as if you're not being present in your life. So, and it looks like you very much are.
Oh, beautiful.
So good on you, girl.
Interesting wild horse.
You made my week start fabulously, so I appreciate it.
And it's interesting, wild horses, and the name of her program is Wild Women.
And, yeah, so what we're
Oh.
doing Wild Women's Weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, listen, many blessings on that, my dear.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be very successful.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
You made my day, dears.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye for
Of course
now.
it will be successful.
Of course. I mean, you've got the lovely Eileen. Okay, we're ready to take another call. I'll finish this with Anita. Anita, it looks to me like you've just got a whole lot of stuff going on, girl. It looks like you're going through a second childhood almost. But not a second childhood in that sense, but looks like you're really bringing back to you that idea of who you are. It's kind of like you got a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit lost along the way, and that's okay. You never really get lost. You just kind of wander around on a different path. But it looks to me like you're coming back to yourself in so many ways. You've defined yourself by what you do rather than who you are. Now you're learning to define yourself by who you are. That's a really wonderful thing, Anita. So you take care, and it'll be wonderful to hear your continuing saga. So many blessings, Anita. Okay, we're ready to take another call, 587-830-3600. I've been trying to pin it to the top, but I haven't been able to. It hasn't allowed me to comment. So if we could find a way to pin it to the top, that would be fantastic.
I won't be able to pin for you, but I could put it in the comments.
Okay. Now, and yeah, it just won't let me make a comment, which is just really weird.
Okay, what's the number? 587?
587-830-3600. So give us a call here, and we will give you.
Okay, see that? See if you can pin it to the top. I just did a comment.
Did you do a comment?
Yeah. Go to
Okay.
the bottom. And there. See
There, pinned that comment.
There you go.
There we go. So this will be the phone number you would call, 587-830-3600, and we will both give you a reading.
So we've had 2 peace seekers and a 4 expressor. Oh, here we got one. Good.
We got a live one. We got a live one. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely fabulous. Nice to hear from you, Janice.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to see both of you out there this morning.
Janice.
Okay. Did you choose a number yet?
Yes, I did. And much to my surprise, it was number 1.
Really?
All right.
Okay.
So the
Actually, not a surprise.
It never usually is.
So the perfecter, structured, principled, very high morals. You set the standard, continually improving all the time. You work on making things better. You're detailed and organized. What challenge do you have, Janice, with being a perfecter?
What I find happens is that I get to the point of being too much of a perfecter and I stall.
Mm-hmm.
I stop and I can't seem to get past where I stall out at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With other people or with yourself?
More with myself.
Yeah. So what happens is you have an inner critic 24/7, perfectors do, that there's a fear of judgment. And so sometimes stepping out or stepping forward, that fear of being judged is what holds you back.
Mm-hmm.
It is what stops you, because your unconscious is saying, it must be perfect, it must be perfect, don't take a chance, don't take a chance. But really your path of development is to say, I'm going to do my very, very best, and I am going to step forward with this. And it's okay if it's not perfect.
Yes, Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the turning point I'm at right now. And I have such a conflict with my critic and my her within. The two of them are just back and forth and back and forth. I'm trying to calm one and raise the other one. So yeah, that makes complete sense.
Well, it looks to me also, if I can follow up with that, I have the 9 of Orbs here, and it looks terrible, but it's not. It's actually a really, really good card, because being the 9, it's like things ending. It's like things that are coming to an end, and things that used to overwhelm you before are not overwhelming you now, not like they did. And you're able to look at them through a different set of eyes, if you will, and see them from a different perspective. And this is really important that you're doing that. And it just looks to me like you're just kind of taking one issue at a time and looking at it and dealing with it and knowing where to put it.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. How wonderful that you're doing that. So many blessings.
If I could just add one more comment.
Yeah.
So it's not about pushing the critic away.
No.
It is about friending the critic and to calming the critic. And I certainly can help you with that.
Okay. Yes. I totally understand that. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Well, thank you for calling in.
You're welcome.
Okay. Many blessings on your day and for the week, hon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Okay, so that number, 587-830-3600, where Eileen and I could do a reading. And I'm sorry we're not getting to everybody. It's this is just a little bit different this morning. I really like the live readings. I think they're absolutely, Tracy and I do them when she comes on. I really love how that goes. I'm going to pull a card for Roseanne. Roseanne de Baudrup. I hope you're still with us, Roseanne. Roseanne, what I saw here, it's really interesting because I pulled the card and then I was drawn to your name. It shows like you're trying to put things into balance right now, where you're trying to decide what goes where, to who, and to like where do you put yourselves. And sometimes that can be a little out of balance. And you really, especially with your money, looks to me like, yeah, hold the other left, the other right.
Keep going, yeah.
So it looks to me like there's always somebody pulling at you for one thing or another. And that there's, in your mind, I can almost feel or sense that, like, where do I put the money this month? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And the thing is to find the balance in that. And if you were to sit down and plan out a budget, and I think that would be one of the best things you could do, is go, okay, this is where the money's going to go this month. This is what I'm going to do this month. And take care of yourself that way. And don't be afraid to spend a little on yourself. Okay. That also helps. That helps you feel a whole lot better about things.
Does it not replenish as well?
Yeah. It replenishes when you trust the universe to supply.
Yeah.
Because everything comes from source. Everything comes through source. And we think it comes from people and bosses, and it doesn't. Mm-hmm. Because source will send the people to us that will provide us, or send us the job that provides. So source is always in the background, present, always running. Sort of like that program that just never seems to stop running in the background.
It is all about energy, though, right?
It is totally.
Because when we're in lack, we are stingy with ourselves, and we're not, and that depletes our energy. It's like a bank account; everything's always going out. When you set aside a little money for you, or time equal to energy, money's energy, so is time. Yeah. Then you have some money. You have some energy for you. You replenish yourself. You have more energy to attract more to you. So I'm going to pull a card for Juliana. Juliana, it's such an honor to do this, to pull a card for you. And this is actually quite good, because this is about really trusting that
like you have a very strong belief that everybody has their own light and everybody pilots their own life. And this is wonderful that you have that belief with others. I think it's one of your greatest treasures is that you see everybody with your heart and you can see everybody's light within them and everybody's passions. How wonderful that you're finally seeing yours. You have to realize, though, that give yourself credit that there are times, you being the leader, you do still need to accept those strong qualities that you do have, and you still need to accept that part of yourself that you are a light that lights the way for others. And so remember, don't give up on that. And you know, sometimes we don't want to see our own worth. So stop measuring yourself by others. Only focus on yourself and give yourself being that only person that you measured with. Okay, last year I was like this. This year I'm going to be like this. And it's only about yourself. Okay? So that'll be one. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think that's good. I think that's good.
Okay, and then we have Lorianne, Cameron, Angelic. Hi, how are you? The card that I have for you today is like, holy cow, look at that. I will say one thing, Lorianne, this is about, sometimes you have all these good ideas. It just like this one and this one and this one and this one. And it often leaves you with, which one do I go with? Which one do I do this one, do this one, do that one? It doesn't matter. Do one. Just pick one and go with it. Only too often we don't do that. We just don't do enough of it with ourselves. So just go with that one, okay? Just pick one that you really, really love and go with it. The one that makes you have the out breath. So think about all the others that you're wanting to do and just feel the out breath, okay? Just sit with it. And the one that makes you go, that relax with it. That makes you feel like you're floating downstream instead of always having to paddle upstream. That's the one you want to go with. I'll leave that with you, my dear. That's 587-830-3600. We had quite a few calls earlier, but don't give up. Don't
They
give up.
go to voicemail because we can't get to them
Yeah.
if we're on the phone.
Yeah, that's right. So that's how they work around here. It's not always ideal, but it's 587-830-3600. Anne Marie, hi. Wow. This is an old friend I went to school with.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say old, but I did go. Anne Marie was
Long time.
Long time. One of my very first friends that I had in high school, and we're at the same school I met my husband, where she met hers. So we go back a long way. All right. We've got a caller. Hello.
This is Dawn Lee Martin.
Oh, Dawn Lee. Hi.
How are you?
I'm hearing you in the background, hon. Did you want to turn it sound down?
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So did you choose one of the personality traits?
Types.
The
Not
types?
yet. I don't know how it works. I just came back from a beautiful walk.
Okay.
So what should I do?
Oh, we'll have to pass by that. It will take too much time. Do you want to just pull a
Okay.
card for him?
Yeah,
See you
I'm
next
gonna.
week.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll call you next week.
okay. Call me next week, hon. All right. Oh. Well, thanks for calling, Dawn Lee. Okay, here we've got somebody calling here. Good morning. Okay, first off, you're going to have to turn the sound down in the back, or it's just going to cause an echo. Would you? Okay. Who am I speaking with? Who am I speaking with? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you'll need to turn the sound down in the back, hon, or it's going to cause an echo, feedback.
Okay.
Okay. So did you choose one of the personality traits?
What?
Okay, one of the personality types from 1 to 9. It was posted on an earlier post where there was 9 personality types.
Oh, I must have missed that. I didn't see it.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just pull a quick card for you. And what is your name? Your name? First name?
Nadine?
Nadine. Oh, okay. Hi, Nadine. Thank you for calling. I have here the Ace of Chalices, and that's the cups. This is about the beginning of a new adventure or something that you really love.
You keep going. I'll figure this out. Everything's opposite.
So usually when I see this card, it usually means that something new is coming that's dear to your heart. Now, it could be even something like going to a wedding. You might get an announcement of a baby. You might it could be the beginning of a new adventure or new job, something along that line. So there's lots of new happening in your life. So just enjoy it. Just enjoy all the new that's coming. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Yeah, there's a lot of calls that came through. I'm so sorry that this is just all new to us. Remember, before you call, please pick a personality type from 1 to 9.
The descriptions from the descriptions, they need to be somewhat relevant. So we've already had the perfectors, which have that inner critic. They're very structured. It's the critic that stops them in judgment. We had Mary Frances with the 4 expressor. That is very expressive, emotionally, the most sensitive, very deeply heart-centered. The 4 expressors can be very sensual. They're very experiential. They don't just eat a peach. They experience the juice of the peach, the fuzziness of the texture. And then we had 2 9 peace seekers. So those personalities, they're the nice ones. There's the easygoing, go with the flow, go along with everyone. And the trap of that is that they don't get what they need and want and learn to speak up as well, because conflict, they do everything they can to avoid conflict. And so when you're doing something and pushing against it, it's also keeping you stuck behind a wall.
True enough.
As does the judge of the perfecter and the overexpressiveness of the expressor.
Hi.
Hi, this is Don Lee. I changed my mind, and I would like to call you now and choose number 2, which is supporters.
I know that one really well. So supporters are the relationship-focused people. For the other personalities, relationships are a part of their life. For supporters, relationships are our life. They are the focus. They are the engine that drives us. So we are continually connecting to other people, wanting to connect. We want a very close connection with other people, but not all other personalities want or need that. They can find that intrusive. So it can cause us some relationship issues. We can also tend to attract people who are in a victim state, and we can tend to rescue, which is disempowering to other people.
Does that make sense, Don Lee?
Oh, yes, thank you. I'm very happy that my husband and I took science of mind classes and became ministers quite some time ago, over 20 years ago. And when I first met him, I could see all of that happening.
Mm-hmm. So when you figure out the dynamics of your partner, your husband, then you have a lot of information on your common ground, your similarities, your differences, what your trigger points are, why something is so important to you and so not important maybe to him, and vice versa. And so if you're looking to build a really connected, conscious, loving relationship, at a very deep level, it's important to understand your Enneagrams together and your couple dynamics.
Oh, yes. And the negative part, the intrusive part of supporters is that they want to care too much or help too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, what we don't know, we think we're giving, but we're actually taking, because we're looking for that very close connection. And when you haven't done the work, you don't realize that what it is. And other people see that as neediness from you. So it's when you've got all the dynamics together and you can say, oh, I understand why I'm doing that again. Isn't that interesting? Then you can grow, you can work on that. You can work on that with people in your relationship.
Yes, and something that I found very important over the 30 years I've been married is when I get sick or I need love, and I'm not feeling well, I like someone to bring me tea and a blanket and some slippers and bring me lots of love and tell me everything's going to be okay and here's a rose and my husband's the opposite. Yeah. When he gets sick or isn't feeling well, he wants to crawl into a cave and shut the door.
And don't bother me. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's like, wants to lick his wounds by himself and doesn't want anyone to bring anything. Just leave me alone. I need this time to do my metamorphosis.
Right. And so what happens is we give what we want to receive. Only the other person that may not be what they want or need or able to give without us telling them specifically what and why we need it and how that feels loving. What card did you pull?
Well, I pulled the Two of Crystals, which shows that you are really working at trying to balance things. And what this is feels like for me is that you try too hard. You try too hard. There's a whole lot of things you need to let go of in order to create a balance. Does that make sense, Dawn Lee?
I would have to say that yes, it does, because the balance is giving a lot of energy to myself instead of my home. And I'm continually giving energy to my home, probably because it's a bed and breakfast.
Yeah.
But I need to let go now. I can, it's autumn. But for the future, I need to let go as well, no matter what season. And focus on Dawn Lee. If I gave as much energy as I give to other people, my home, and whatever else, to myself, I can't tell. I feel like Superwoman.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that to give yourself what you need while you're giving others what they need. It's to count yourself into the equation as well. So it's not wrong especially with what you're doing, to give to others. It's just, so it doesn't have to be an either or kind of thing. Just include yourself. Does that make sense?
Yes. It sure does, because you've just explained polarity.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And I don't want to be in one end or the other, like you just described. I want to be right in the heart of giving and receiving in the middle and making sure, like you say.
And see, with a bed and breakfast, you're always giving, nurturing, caring for other people who are in your bed and breakfast. And that can be depleting. You really need to keep a handle on that and learn your personality traits on, the path of development of the Enneagram, of how to do that for each personality.
Okay, so we're going to keep this short because we have to move forward here. But thank you for calling in, Dawn Lee. It was great talking to you. Yes, and you too.
Bye now.
Bye for now. Okay, my dears, this is all we have time for today. I just wanted to say that we will post. If you would put in your information,
I will do that,
and then I'll pin it, and you'll be able to find. Elaine. So
Eileen.
why do I call you Elaine?
I get that a lot.
Yeah, sorry.
Eileen Head.
I'll still call you Lee.
Yes, you probably will.
And I love this woman so much. I'm telling you. And so you could find all of Eileen's information, and we're going to post it in the comments. If you are looking for a way to find some peace in a relationship and understanding, if you're at that point, at that crossroads where you're like, I don't know, I don't understand any of this, Eileen would be a very good person to connect with in order to help you. Not only a relationship with others, but a relationship with yourself.
And that's the best.
It
because
is.
that's how you create your relationship, connected, loving relationship, is when you do it from within.
Right. And if you would like to connect with me in order to get a reading, you would go to MBS links, that MBS links.com. And when you come to the front page, just type in tarot. That'll take you directly to me. And then you can book a reading with me that has all my prices there. So you don't have to question or second guess or whatever. And you can book with me right online. You can also get a hold of me at spiritualalchemy101@gmail.com. And you can also private message me here on Facebook. Also, just so you know, that we have a short ebook that will be coming up for next week, and it'll be on empaths. And we're going to be giving that away as a gift. And we're going to do a name draw next week and giving that away as a gift. So that'll be an ebook on empaths written by moi.
Nice.
Yes.
I love your stories. She's got amazing stories of when she was younger and a child and just didn't understand what was happening and things. I love your stories. I have a free gift too. And you can hop on a laser relationship rescue call. Go to my website under free resources, or you'll see the tab, and just click the link and you can book a time and we'll get on a call and what's happening and how can I help you? Because I'm a helper. I'm a supporter helper, right?
Yeah, she truly is. She truly is. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards for the week. And, oh, wow.
Let me see if I can do that. This is all opposite to, okay, here we go.
There we go.
We got one. I don't know. Anyway, this one and then this one. It's totally opposite. Anyway, so the 3 cards are.
Yeah, so this is really interesting.
Orbs and crystals.
Yeah, crystals and orbs, a lot of information coming through here. I got to tell you that it looks like for the rest of the week that things are starting to settle in. Kids are back in school, so things are going to start settling in. It looks to me like this is a time for you to sit down and talk about any new projects that you want to get started, anything you want to add to your life that is going to bring about a little more money for you. This will be a good time. The energies are great to support you in that. Think about the abundance. Think about the end result, not the how. So often we want to think about how are we going to get our money. And so we get so focused and targeted on the how that we get lost in that. So think about the end result and what that's going to bring you. So if you want joy, then think about what brings you joy. Think about those things and what makes your heart sing. And that's how you want to do that. Okay. And it looks to me like right now there's still kind of a little bit of focus about, oh my God, how am I going to be getting that? How's that? Again, we're talking about the how. Stop worrying about it, because remember, we create our own realities and it depends on where our thoughts and feelings are focused. So we want to make sure that our thoughts and feelings are focused on good things. It's very simple. If you want a good life, you think good thoughts. Mm-hmm. And it's that simple. Doesn't mean it's easy, right. But if we can try and keep it that simple, that's absolutely wonderful. And remember to ask for guidance and assistance. There really is a higher power, higher being, whatever you want to call that. And you can call it spirit guides, you can call them angels, whatever is close to your heart. And ask for the guidance and assistance to get you to where you want to be and how you want to feel, and to help you resolve issues. And sometimes it's before you go to sleep at night, just set the intention for the next day. Set the intention that this is what you want, this is how it feels. Think about it and let it go to your heart, and kind of, schmooze around in there. And then in the morning, do the same thing. And you will find in a very short period of time that changes will happen very, very quickly. All right. So this is the end of our show. I would really like to thank
Thanks for having me.
Eileen.
It was fun.
Oh,
And not nearly enough time, right?
No, an hour. No, not enough time. But I so appreciate you,
Thank you.
Eileen, and your friendship, and
Me too.
you being the blessing that you are to others and
Thank
to
you.
myself,
You too.
of course.
Yeah.
And so thank you all for coming. And we will look forward to next week, where I will have Chantel's Storm song on, and it'll be looking at life from the perspective of a Métis or Native viewpoint.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very lovely.
Mhm.
So thank you all for coming. Bye for now. And
Bye.